Om Namo Venkatesaya. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nideye Vasishtaya Namo Namah. Partaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusandadami Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshinim Vasudevasutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Pranams everybody. Let's move on to the 7th sloka of the Gita Dhyana sloka today. Parasarya vachas sarojamamalam Gitartha gantotkatam Nanakyanaka kesaram harikata Sambodhana bodhitam Loke sajjana shatpadaira haraha Pepiyamanam muda Bhuyat bharata pankajam kalimala Pradvamshinashreyase. So here he is talking about the greatness of Mahabharata as well as Bhagavad Gita. Parasarya vachaha, Parasarya, Parasaratra, Parasarya. That means he is the son of Parasara, is Vyasa Bhagavan. Parasara's son, Parasarya. Vachaha, that means his words. That means Parasarya's words is this Mahabharatam. Parasarya vachas sarojam amalam. Sarojam means lotus. So this Bhagavad Mahabharata is like the lotus flower. Amalam, Amalam means without any doshas or without any blemish, is absolutely pure. Amalam. So Sarojam Amalam, this Bhagavad Mahabharata is like a lotus flower, absolutely pure. Gitartha Gantotkatam. Gitartha, the essence of Gita. The meaning of the Gita is what? Gandha Utkatam. Gandha means smell. So beautiful fragrance. Utkatam is absolutely pure, great fragrance. So for this Mahabharata, which is like the lotus flower, the greatest fragrance is in the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita itself, the meaning of the Bhagavad Gita is the greatest fragrance of that. Nanakyanaka kesaram harikata sambodhana bodhitam. Now, this flower has got a lot of this, this pollen filaments. The pollen filaments are the one which always gives this fragrance in this flower. So always, when the flowers bloom, even the pollens come out, then it becomes, it generates a lot of fragrance and then attracts all these bees, honey bees. The honey bees comes through because of this, that's the creation of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is created, for the sake of fertilization of these various flowers. Bhagavan has created this fragrance and therefore it attracts the honey bees. The honey bees comes and then the honey bees come not only because of the fragrance, because they want to enjoy the nectar in the flower. The nectar, otherwise what is the reason for nectar in the flowers? It is to attract these honey bees into that. So the honey bees come and then when they take this honey, in the process they do the process of fertilization of these flowers. So that is the creation. So Nana Kyakana Kesaram. Kesaram is that saffron. The saffron or this, what they call is this, this Kunkumapu in Tamil. It's nothing but a filament of a particular plant flower as such. So Nana Kyakana Kesaram. Harikata. What is that? This fragrance, this pollen? That is the Harikatha, because in the Mahabharata, there are several places where Vyasa Bhagavan is talking about the greatness of Mahavishnu, Sri Krishna Paramatma himself, plus various avatars, as Bhishma Pitama is talking about several avatars of Bhagavan. So Harikatha. Harikatha means the story of Mahavishnu. Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam. That means these are all being proclaiming the greatness of this Hari. The Harikathas are talking about the greatness of Hari, and therefore Sambodhana Bodhitam. So that means it is giving the advice to all the people who are all Sambodhana. That means it is waking up from the people are all in this deep slumber of ignorance. So through these various Harikathas, Vyasa Bhagavan is waking up all these people in this way, in these Mahabharata stories. And then Nana Kyakara Kesaram, that means this through this pollen, which is the one which is fragrance, is that Bhagavad Gita itself. Nana Kyakana Kesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam. Loke Sajjana Shatpadaira Haraha. Loke means in this world. Sajjana, that means all the people with good qualities. Sajjana. So that means people with a lot of sattvic qualities. Shatpadaira Haraha. Pepiyamanam muda. Shatpada means Shat means 6. Pada means feet. 6 feet is what? This honey. This bee. Honey bee has got 6 feet. So like the honey bee which is taking the nectar from these various flowers, All these good people, Sajjanas, Satpai, again and again, they keep on reading this Mahabharata, or listening to Mahabharata again and again. For what? Muda Pepiyam, they are with a lot of joy. Muda means joy. Pepiyam, they are drinking. They are drinking this Mahabharata, the stories of Harikatha in this Mahabharatam by listening to the stories. That means they are drinking through the ears, or by reading it, like drinking through their eyes. So through their eyes and ears, they are drinking this nectar of this Harikatha, that is the Bhagavan stories in this Mahabharata, like a honeybee would suck the honey from this flower. So from the Mahabharata, they are taking out this Harikatha and keep on listening to it or enjoying that Harikatha, always talking about it and then, listening to that. Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamsi Nasreyase. So that means let this Mahabharata, Bharata Pankajam, that means this Mahabharata lotus flower, already spoke about, no? Sarojam Amalam. Sarojam is also lotus flower. Let this Mahabharata lotus flower, Bhuyat, let it be what? Kalimala Pradvamsi Nasreyase. Kalimala, that means this Kali is full of doshas. The fourth yuga, Krita, Treta Yuga, Dwapara, Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is one which is full of wicked things, doshas and all those things. So, but there is one great quality in fact, that's what Shuka Parabrahmam tells Parichet in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaler dosha nider rajan hyasti eko mahan gunaha kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sango param vraje. That means in this Kali, which is full of doshas, which is full of bad qualities, there is one great quality, he says. What is that great quality? Kirtana deva krishnasya. That means just by singing about the Krishna's glories, but one can completely get liberated from the samsara chakra. So that is what Bhagavan, because of this wickedness of this yuga, he has kept Nama Sankirtan as the easiest way. So Nama for the Nama, and also he has not kept any injunctions or any specific niyamas or these are the things this is to be done before you chant the Nama of the Bhagavan. There is absolutely no restrictions at all in chanting the Bhagavan Nama. It can be chanted anytime, anywhere. There is no restrictions on that. So Bhagavan has kept that very easy. That's why Shuka Parabrahma says that is the great quality of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Kirtana Deva Krishna se Mukta Sango Param Vrajit. That means they will ultimately reach the abode of Sri Krishna Paramatma. So like Kalimala, I mean this Kali which is full of dosha, Dvamsina, Pradvamsina means for the sake of destroying all the evil things in this Kali, let this and also Sreyase for the sake of leading the people onto the Sreyase means Punya Loka, that is to this Vaikuntham. Let this Mahabharata, which contains the stories of Harikatha, that means stories of the Sri Krishna Paramatma as well as the Bhagavan Sriman Narayana. Let this be the like this lotus flower of the Mahabharata. That means Mahabharata contains the stories, and then it also contains the Bhagavad Gita, which is just like the fragrance of the Mahabharata itself, but also it contains a lot of stories in the form of these various pollen filaments. So let this be enjoyed by all these sajjanas, all these good people with the good qualities. Let them enjoy these stories like as a honeybee would enjoy this the nectar in this flower. So they let these good people, sajjanas, enjoy these stories in this Mahabharata, and then this Mahabharata be the this one which is able to destroy the evil qualities in the Kali and the Kali Yuga, and therefore lead on the good people onto the path of moksha. That is follow the path of dharma and ultimately leading to this path of moksha through the path of Nama Sankirtanam by listening to this Harikatha. In fact, this Navavida Bhakti we talk about, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnosparanam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedam. This is what Prahlad Bhagavan says in front of Narasimhamurti. These are the 7 ways of doing bhakti. The first was the means of reaching the bhakti is Shravana. First of all, you got to listen to them. Then only once you start listening to the greatness and qualities of various things, then only the bhakti will start germinating in you. Then you can do Kirtanam, then Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnosparanam, then start thinking about it and all this. The first thing is only listening to that. Shravanam is the most important quality, which is the most important part of the aspect of the bhakti. In fact, if you look at the Srimad Bhagavatam, Parikshit did only this form of bhakti. He just listened to on the 7 days when he was cursed he was cursed by this Shringi, that he'll die out of snake bite within 7 days. On the 7 days, he approached this, he came to the Ganga banks and then met Shuka Parabrahma, listened to the 7 days, this Srimad Bhagavatam, and finally reached about of Bhagavan Sriman Narayana itself. So Shravanam, so that form of bhakti itself was sufficient. So Shravanam itself is great. And that's what he's talking about. So this Harikatha is, a lot of Harikathas are contained in this Srimad Bhagavatam, as well as it contains this Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is like the fragrance of this Mahabharata itself. And therefore, let people listen to this, this Srimad Bhagavatam as well as the Bhagavad Gita, and then start meditating upon the Harikatha. And therefore, they can ultimately reach the abode of Bhagavan. So that's what it talks about, the greatness of Mahabharatam, as well as within the Mahabharatam, the importance of Bhagavad Gita. So let's just summarize once again. This words of this Vyasa Bhagavan, who is the son of Parasara, is Mahabharata. And this Mahabharata is like a blemishless lotus flower. The greatness of, in fact, the word Pankajam is Pankat Jayateti Pankaj. That means what it grows from the marshes. So from the marshy land comes up the pure lotus flower. So from the Samsara Chakra Kali, which is this, this marshy land, from that the good qualities emerge from that, like the lotus flower. So therefore, this Mahabharata is like the lotus flower, which is absolutely pure and blemishless. And Bhagavad Gita is like the fragrance of this the Mahabharata. And then it also contains a lot of the stories of Mahavishnu as well as Sri Krishna Paramatma, which is like this, pollen filaments in that particular lotus flower. And then all the good people have got these great qualities. They keep on enjoying or listening to these stories as well as reading the stories, and then enjoying like the nectar, like the honeybee would enjoy the nectar in the flower. And then let this Srimad Bhagavad Gita be the, like that the lotus flower, which is able to destroy all the evil qualities of this Kali, and then lead on people ultimately to the path of moksha and ultimately reach them. So this is the summary of this seventh Dhyana sloka. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Nama. Sarvam Shri Krishnat Namastu. Krishna Krishna Krishna.